So Senator Tom Cotton joins us now. He's an Afghan war veteran, and he's a member of the Armed Services Committee. Senator, good to have you with us today. Let's first deal with what the Taliban is saying and what the Taliban is doing, because they have said, you know, everyone's going to love life under the Taliban as long as you understand that everything will be done under Sharia law and under the cultural tenets that we ascribe to. And in fact, this is the greatest oxymoron of all. You can protest as long as we approve of what you're protesting, of what you're saying.
Yeah, Martha, we shouldn't be surprised that even though Joe Biden and Tony Blinken have been saying for weeks that this is the new and improved and moderate and inclusive Taliban, that it's the same gang of terrorist savages that we saw 20 to 25 years ago. The Secretary of State said in Europe this week that the Taliban cabinet isn't meeting the test of inclusivity, or they have very challenging histories. That's to put it mildly, Martha. I mean, the Biden administration seems to be more worried that the cabinet in Afghanistan is full of men rather than that it's full of terrorists. Let's just consider some of their histories. I mean, the supreme leader, the emir of the Taliban, is so moderate, Martha, that he blessed his own son going off to kill himself as a suicide bomber years ago. The Minister of Interior, in charge of security inside of Afghanistan, so probably in charge of some of those beatings of protesters you've seen in recent days, was designated by a terrorist, the leader of the Haqqani network, by none other than Barack Obama. And all of the Guantanamo detainees that Barack Obama released in return for an American traitor have now found their way back to Afghanistan, or are all in senior positions of responsibility in this Taliban government. So no, I would say that it's a little bit more than a challenging history, contrary to what the Secretary of State said.
Let me ask you this, Senator. You know, is some of this, we heard, you know, the NSC today say that they've been dealing with the Taliban in a business-like way. We know that the president said that, you know, eventually there might be, he said, you know, we recognize the Taliban. Well, that's a long way off was the term that was used. Is this just to get people out? Is all of this nice talk and sort of, you know, to play along so that we can get these people out and then the tone will change?
Well, if that were the case, Martha, you wouldn't have to say some of the praising things that the administration has said in recent weeks. You just have to refrain from the criticism that the Taliban so justly deserves. What troubles me more than what they're saying is what they're potentially doing behind closed doors. Things like holding out the offer of diplomatic recognition, or even more concretely, unfreezing billions of dollars in assets that the former Afghan government had around, or other financial inducements that the United States, working alone or through international financial institutions, can offer to the Taliban. When the Congress is back in session next week, I think that we'll be probing some of those very questions.
Yeah, what would be, what line of questioning will you take with General Milley and with General Austin and with General Miller before I let you go?
So with the Secretary and the Chairman, I'd like to know what were their recommendations and when did they make those recommendations to the President, and how did he act? Let's take one simple case that is a very easy question to answer. Why was Bagram closed? What did our military recommend? And what did the President do? I find it hard to believe that Secretary Austin and General Milley recommended that we close Bagram in response to anything other than an arbitrary and low troop cap from Joe Biden in the period of time from when he announced his decision to when we withdrew. Those are the questions we want answered.
Yeah, and Milley has said as much, if you read into what he said in terms of how many people they had and being able to guard the embassy or let go of Kabul. So that's going to be fascinating, Senator. Thank you very much. Great to have you with us today.
Thank you.
You bet.